what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love.
Hello there, welcome to the Flash and Blade podcast. Toast, just toast. Let's meet the plucky girl assistants. Down there, that there is the Brian. Hello, the Brian.
Hello.
And what do we see when we see a Brian? We say, are you still American?
Burgers, beer, trucks, shotguns. Yeah, I'm American.
Okay, right, okay. We have to check. It's important.
It's one of those things.
It is. Over there, well, now, that's your actual Dr. Sinister. Hello.
Hello.
And that blank panel there, featuring Robin of Sherwood, that will be Spanky. And I will introduce him when he turns up. He's just nipped AFK for something. So we start as we normally start. Luckily, there's no... Oh, it's not going to be as gloomy as last week, I'm rather pleased to say.
Well,
yeah.
we had our 3 already, so...
Yeah, exactly. More than 3.
Well, those things tend to come in 3s.
Yeah, I know, but we had more than 3 last week.
Yeah.
It's the revenge of 2016. So, as Sinister's eating, Brian, how has your week been?
My week hasn't been bad.
Who are you, and what have you done with Brian?
You know, I've Hulu has Prey on it. I've watched Sandman. I'm up on all the Blade stuff. It's been a pretty damn good week.
I'll remind you of that when we review Callan.
Okay. Can't wait for my review.
Okay. I'm pleased about that. That's good. Dr. Sinister, once you've finished, could you tell me what your week has been like?
I've been extremely tired this week and very grumpy and miserable and irritable. I think the end of the world is due, but I did spend about £1,000 on Lego this week.
One does. Don't worry, I'm totally right there with you. I do that for Transformers. Auntie is in shock right now. Do you have one of your new Lego kits you can show us?
By chance.
Funny you should say. Here's one I've made specially for you.
Right, look. It corresponds to both of our interests.
Yeah.
Talk amongst yourselves, guys. Just talk amongst yourselves.
This one was about 150 of your Earth pounds.
Wow.
And bear with me. What he does have he's got this thingy.
That's the matrix of leadership.
Yeah, he's got that.
That's very important. It was in your instructions.
Yeah. Now I just have to remember how to transform him.
Yeah, I don't do that.
He does transform.
Yes. Without being disassembled.
Without being disassembled.
No disassemble. Hey, I got a reference.
He does transform, and I just have to remember how to do it. So
I'm trying to hook up a camera.
Carry on talking, doing talking.
Well, see, this one is one of my Optimus Primes.
Crap.
Spanky's off on
not an official one like yours, because yours is official. It has the Autobot symbol. Mine does not.
Yeah, we've kind of reached a singularity. We've got Lego are licensing toys made by other companies. It's weird.
So you got a bootleg Optimus Prime, Brian? What?
Tons of bootleg stuff.
Yeah.
He's got lots of things. Yeah.
Technically, I have either third party or KOs.
Gotcha.
The one this guy, this is a KO. It's by a company called KBB.
Oh yeah,
it's technically it's whatchamacallit, an MP10V, just MP10V. He comes in black and white. I got them through a little shop called Sir Toys. It's online.
Cool.
I believe they're located in China, which is why it took so freaking long to get it to
Yeah,
here
right.
to me.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's
Gotcha.
good.
Okay.
That is a solid truck
I
mode.
bet it isn't if he
Yeah,
drops it.
it
Let's
might
see.
not
Oh
be,
yeah, damn, that's a good truck mode, dude.
it-
Wow.
it might not be quite lined up properly because I did it very quickly, but technically
sexy.
it does transform without disassemble, although it's Lego and sometimes his head comes off.
Right.
It happens.
I can now
That's
introduce him, thankfully. Oh, dear.
So I
Okay.
do have a question for
Ah,
Dr. Sinister in
can you
relation
wait
to this
until I've-
before your introduction.
I'll just sit back and shut up.
Will you be getting the Robosin Optimus Prime? The one that transforms and moves and does all the things on its own? Because that's something even I can't do.
No,
Hmm.
I cannot conceivably bring myself to get that thing. It
Okay.
sells for
I
around
only-
800
You-
to
I-
1600.
I only bought this because it was Lego.
Okay. All right. So strictly Lego. Okay.
Okay, moving
Lego's my
on.
thing.
Moving on before we bore all the viewer. Right. I now need to introduce, he collects stickers from car parks, and he was formerly the lead singer in the pop group Japan. Would you please welcome the area known as Spanky?
That would be me.
He's living in an earthquake apparently at the moment, and he's also,
Apparently,
that's a strange effect on your camera.
I know. I'm
That's a
trying to
fishbowl.
Fish
effect.
Island.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
it's gonna do this, it's been kind of messing up a little bit. That's as good as I can get it for now.
That's all
I'll
right.
have to fool with it later. Sorry.
Oh, look, he's got nice ceiling.
At least
fan.
it's working.
Yes, nice ceiling fan. And light
Yep, got a
fixture.
very,
I
very
think, as
nice
well.
ceiling fan, right?
I don't see the Vietnamese swinging fuck chair.
Well, that is currently in the closet. I can break
Okay.
it out later. That's
All right.
So, Spanky,
Company.
how's your week been? Trixie.
It's been eventful. It was full of event. I can't complain. Did things. I accomplished things.
Hello, Retta.
Hello, Retta.
Okay, that's it.
Hello.
I almost accomplished things. I should say that.
Well, you tried for them,
Yeah.
and I
made
appreciate.
a
I
stab
of all
at it.
people appreciate how much effort that takes.
I know, right? Phew.
So,
Look up the Twitch channel.
it's only a small list. It started to amuse me now that the only lists I've started making to remember things are for the show. Real life, forget it.
It's real life. What is this real life of which you speak?
I have
Wait,
no
real
idea,
life?
love.
What?
I know it not.
Okay, so
I hold it in contempt.
first thing I've scribbled down here. The Garden Saga.
You mean
Garden
Garden Gate?
Garden Gate, yeah. Okay. Now, you're going to have to sit back and relax for this.
Oh, quick question.
Yes, please.
For our American viewers,
Yes.
does it get retitled Yardgate?
That's only in the subtitles, and I have to do that manually.
Okay, right, fine.
Right, as long
I
as
have
it's
to
clear.
translate the English into American.
Peasant. Anyway, right, so, the Garden Saga. I have news. I have good news. Careful, sit down a bit harder. You may need to. The trees are gone.
Seated. I saw you posted that the one tree was gone. So did they get them all now?
Yeah, they've got everything I needed to do. That end of my garden is now bare, where it used to be just this beautiful. It was the reason I wanted to sit out there.
Of course.
Of course,
No
it
buildings
was.
crushed, all pets safe, all of that.
Yep.
Wow.
They cut the willow tree back as well, and just as well they did, because any more, and the roof would have started to get knackered.
Gotcha.
So we're waiting now on the council to come and fit the plank, the platform,
And do the
in
deck.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they got in touch straight away.
Wow.
Who knew?
That's just the pull of your celebrity
That's what it is.
Crawley.
Bollocks.
That's your celebrity, right? Mhm.
Yeah,
I have no celebrity
we
in
have to
Crawley.
take care of this person. They're our celebrity.
I'm just the mad old woman who mutters to herself outside the cafe.
Clearly,
that's it.
witch. Gotta
Yeah.
take care of her.
Right.
Oh, I
They're
like
scared
that.
of you crazy. Either
I
one,
like it.
celebrity or crazy. It works the same.
Okay. I prefer crazy.
It's in America. That's how it
So,
works.
well, I'll keep you up to date, but the stress of it now has eased off. I understand, the council needs to, it's approved it all already. It's going to fund it and everything else like that, but they need to do things like actually measure up and everything else like that. So, we've got that to come. So I can relax where that's concerned. The cats are fine. Behaving a bit oddly, but I'm putting that down to the heat. Now then, yes, Padgate. If you remember, I've done a thing. I didn't want to do that thing. There we go. If you remember, last week I told you that I'd bought this on
A
Prime.
very expensive food serving tray.
Yes, or ashtray. I mean, the choice is yours.
Very
Basically, I
expensive
bought an
coaster.
iPad that's too old to be updated or download any apps, so it's useless. You can use it as a Kindle, I suppose, but not using the Kindle app, using the Apple Books app. So anyway, I was bemoaning this fact because there's 2 or 3 things I want to do, which I would prefer to do on iPad because it's rather difficult to do on PC. And just in case you're wondering about the Apple Android war, I'm on both sides. All right, my phone is an Android, and I love the connectivity.
I'm so sorry.
No. My pad
Android
now
forever.
is Apple
Death to all
because it
ice
has
scum.
certain things Android doesn't have. So anyway, I was bemoaning the fact, and Retta, who's in chat, hello, turned round
Lovely
to her
Retta.
husband and said, "Brent, Auntie needs an iPad." Her husband turned round and said, "Well, I suppose I'd better buy a new one then, hadn't I?" It was an excuse, Brent. You just wanted a new iPad.
We are hip to your jive, sir.
Yeah, man. And bless them.
I'm still a big proponent of the trickle-down theory of electronics.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
it works.
That is something I made sure my son understood.
No,
Daddy
it's
gets
it's
the
a
new
good
thing, he can have the old thing.
No,
That's
that's
right.
good. So, they sent me this. Give me a second.
I am not a proponent of the trickle down theory of electronics.
You're
I've
not.
got a stack of iPhones that thick. Because I refuse to pass on any old technology.
Hang on.
All right. Have you done your exercises?
Mark of every good hoarder, though.
She's almost got it. She's
is
almost.
that There,
Dun, dun,
Dun, dun,
dun.
They sent me a bloody iPad Pro.
That's awesome.
It's a monolith.
It's bloody brilliant. I love it. It's the right
Yeah.
size for my hands.
That's what they used.
That's why he got it. He has large hands too.
2001.
And it's well, I play. I've got the GarageBand
That was the
on it,
moon monolith.
which is nice. Which is what I really wanted the iPad for. I need now to get into the right mood to actually do some music, and I've also got to sort out connections, but for the keyboard. But I've also downloaded Diablo Immortal.
I'm glad you call it that.
Oh yeah,
Immoral. It is
I wanna know.
Diablo Immoral. Yeah, that's
You
a
know,
much
I will
better
play
name.
their game, but they're not getting money off me apart from 89p last night for a cosmetic thing. Sorry,
I'm sorry. What was that?
nothing.
That's how it
Moving on.
starts.
Was it that young lady something about buying a cosmetic thing?
It was only 89 pence.
89p.
Uh huh.
That's how it starts.
Uh huh.
The amount
That's
of
how
money
they
I've
get you.
spent on Star
You're on
Trek
the hook
Online.
now.
Star
You got the
Trek
monkey on your
Online,
back.
You've
Build the
broken
tanks,
the seal.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Star
Pretty
Wars
soon you're
Build
gonna
a
start
It's
feeling the
open.
bugs under your skin.
Uh huh.
I spent a lot
Yep.
of money
Uh-huh.
on games over the years. But the good thing is, because of its size, the finger pads to control things in a game are just right at the right spot for me. So I've really been enjoying playing the Diablo game. I tried World of Warships briefly last night. It's still finicky, but it's a lot easier on here. Retta, Brent, I'm so grateful. Thank you very much indeed. That's incredibly kind of you, and I will find a way of getting you back. Actually, this might do the job. Finally, because I've had a week. It's just been, with the heat and everything else like that, it's been a bit busy. And indeed, today I ended up not getting up till about an hour ago. Hour and 15 minutes ago. I just slept. It was ridiculous. Went to Iceland this week. I normally do. Every day, normally. And yes,
you need to explain that you don't mean the country.
Iceland is a chain of supermarkets over here that specialise in frozen food. They do other stuff.
Were you just hanging out in the cold food aisle?
No, alas not, because it's quite warm.
Oh.
Well, remember, they've got to pump that heat out somewhere. Sort of bizarre circle. Anyway, get to the checkout, as I normally do. And, the girl looks at me, and she's doing the thing. Do you want your over 60s discount?
Yes, that's the answer to that.
Always.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
Uh-huh.
I will admit I was a little taken aback. Shut up, Retta! I was a little taken aback. And I did say, I'm only 54.
Wait, you're
I've been
not?
reverse carded.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened way before now.
Fuck you. And it's,
I was going to say that, but bit my tongue.
yeah. So, she got a little bit embarrassed, I think, and I still got the discount. I'm gonna. Oh, Retta, just if you come over next year, there's going to be terrible.
It's okay. Auntie had a senior moment and forgot how old she was.
Literally a senior
A
moment.
senior moment. It's funny because she's a year younger than I am.
Really?
Yeah,
God, you are old, aren't you?
I know, right? I remember the moon landing and Nixon running for president. Oh, God.
Do you know how refreshing this is
Fuck you, Brian.
to be in this group and I'm the fucking baby of the group?
Right?
This is great. I'm living this up. This is fantastic. I'm usually the crone, so
Oh dear. Well, I'm so glad my decrepitude pleases you.
also
Oh well, you are very unworthy of the diamond logo, sir.
How have you kept that T-shirt in such good condition? I've got 3 of those, and they go in the wash regularly, and the logo is chipping off all over the place.
here's the thing. I put it on for the show. After the show, I take it off and put it back on the hanger.
You've never washed it.
Never washed it, never got it dirty, never wore it any time other than here.
It's got
That'll
a
be
smell
why.
on it.
I also have a
why.
second one. No smell,
can
no
put-
nothing.
I
It
can
must
put my
have
green
you
one
smell
on.
on it. I've got my
Yeah, but
purple
nobody
one
can
over
smell
there, but
themselves unless you fart or
I've
something.
been
I mean,
using it
it's
as
like,
a tray.
I'm sure if
Anyway,
you walked up and sniffed that shirt, you'd be like, oh my God, that thing's rank. But to Brian, that's like
fine,
his natural.
Retta. It's not
ode to
even
Brian, so
dirty.
it's, you know.
It's
Brian,
never
is-
been
is-
worn
Is your
outside
name
of this.
Lonely?
Retta, I think Jess is actually. I don't know how old Jess is. Mind you, I don't know how old you are.
Technically, Jess is
I know
the
Jess.
baby of the group.
Oh, little baby. Oh, I'm so old. Anyway, news. Anybody got any news? Any Doctor Who news?
Mhm.
Any sci-fi news? Any?
Do you guys... Siobhan's
Oh,
already
Prey
seen
is
this.
out.
Do
Prey
you
is
guys
out,
want to
yeah.
see what my wife bought me?
Yes. While he's getting that, I'll discuss Prey is out on Hulu. Go watch it.
If
It
you're in
is.
America.
I haven't seen it. I
If
haven't
you're in
seen it
America.
because I binge watched Sandman all in one night, so I slept all day
We'll
today.
come to that. There we go.
Oh. Ooh.
Oh yes,
Doctor Strange's
Yeah.
Sanctum Sanctorum.
Sanctum Sanctorum.
See, right up on the top there, that's where I
21
had the
Baker Street,
demons
right?
attacking in the Marvel game. Remember that?
Yeah.
And they
Oh,
crashed
baby.
through the window and killed everything. Yeah, you guys remember.
Yeah, we remember that. Yeah.
Still got to have our revenge.
I think didn't I set Doctor Strange's sanctum on fire, throwing fireballs at him or
Yeah,
something like that?
Yeah.
He probably
That
still
was
wants
great.
a piece of my ass. Yeah,
Spanky,
That was
you're
glorious.
slowly sliding out of view.
I know. I think the camera's slipping a little. My mounting system leaves a lot to be desired because it's basically medical tape.
Oh, in other news, we ended the Star Wars RPG last
yes,
night.
we
We had
did.
our final.
We did. We entered
did,
it.
yes,
Star Wars
thank you,
RPG.
Retta.
Did you bring peace to the galaxy?
I got a new head.
3 words. When
Kind
we
of.
finally made it back through or when certain members made it back through the galactic portal to home, Galaxy of the Apes.
Yep. Star Wars of the Apes.
Star Wars of the Apes. That's it.
And that's
Nice.
where we're leaving them.
And that's where it ended.
That's where we left them. Right.
I've ended up as the head of a god. Head of a religion.
The head of a religion. Right.
I,
Cult.
I'm now basically the Jedi Master of that universe.
Yes.
They're so fucked.
Yeah, that's something.
Yeah. In 1,000 years, we'll revisit that universe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
actually,
that's
future
gonna be
historians,
awesome.
how is that universe going?
Pretty sure we wrecked that reality, but
Retta is the holy matron,
the Pope S.
Dear me.
Mm-hmm.
the voice
The
of
high
the new
priestess.
god,
The High Priestess.
the high priestess of the new god.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
And that makes Colin Jesus, right?
no.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
makes Colin an irritating
Yeah, basically,
little
right?
brat.
He's Jeebus.
Oh, hang on. Does this mean I can I can nail him up on a piece of wood?
No.
You can put him up for the night.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
that's good.
I wonder where does
right,
that leave
so-
me? Because I don't want to end up being cast as Satan or something weird.
No, you were the holy concubine or something.
I was the holy concubine, so basically I'm gonna be allotted in their Bible to the same place God's wife is, right? Like,
Yeah.
You ask anybody who's God's wife, they're like, God doesn't have a wife, you heathen. I'm like, okay,
Right.
never
okay,
heard of
moving on.
Asherah.
Ah, dear me.
Okay.
Brain, do working. Good. So, we finished the Star Wars RPG. In 2 weeks, we're starting something new. And when I say something new, I mean brand new. I don't think this has been done before, this system or however. It's something that Jess has come up with. And I think it's a modern day thing. And we're basically the crew and presenters of something like in Britain you'd have Most Haunted. Basically, we go around old buildings trying to find ghosts. And this is going to be interesting. It's a whole... We're not going to have to do much rolling on it. Jess will be doing the rolling. It's mostly going to be about, I should imagine, interaction and...
Role play.
Yeah.
Roleplay.
So,
RP.
yeah, join us for that. It won't be on this Twitch channel, though. It's
Nope.
going to be on Brian's Twitch channel, and he's going to put the link into chat any second now.
I can do that right away. It's still forming because we have much work to do. Much work. But that is the Optimum channel.
Thing.
And we also will be having a YouTube presence with it where we will upload the YouTube channel.
I'm terribly sorry. I'm starting to feel queasy now. I've been watching Spanky's camera.
Yeah, it happens.
Yes, this
I think
is good.
I got it. Better center.
Bless him. The fledglings flow in the coop. It's lovely. This is what I
Yeah.
like from my
Second
presenters.
follow. I had to follow first. I'm sorry.
It's
Did I follow that yet?
This is what I hope all the Flashing Blade co-hosts go off and do. They go and stretch their own legs and run and do their own thing. And
I am following that.
it's lovely. So that's good news, Brian. So that'll be in 2 weeks' time on
That channel.
Thaco Gaming. With
Yep.
a 0 instead of an alt. Instead of
Yes.
a 0. Fuck off.
You know what Thaco is, right?
Well, you told me last night.
To hit armor class 0.
Yes. From the Red Box series of Dungeons and
Dungeons
Dragons.
and
It
Dragons,
means
for
nothing
old
to
school
me, to be
gamers.
honest with me.
It's what you need to calculate in order to hit armor
Yeah.
class
All
0.
armor classes were calculated off of the number 0. Base AC 0, which was a man with no dex bonus and full plate, essentially.
I'll be honest with you here, Retta. A Twitch channel of cat videos would be lovely. Or kitten videos, anything you can find on the net.
Just slap Brent's sexy ass up on
No.
Twitch.
There you
He'll
go.
be fine.
Yeah.
No,
He'll be fine.
Brent,
I'll sub.
I'm getting some new
Just
ears.
saying.
I'm
They have it.
ordering them on Wednesday. I've also seen the very basics, the first bit of 3D printed stuff for my 3 Doctors control room to character options scale. And I recognised it straight away, even though it was black and there were no controls or anything. It was lovely. Right. So I think, wow, that's a short piece of news. Only 25 minutes in. That's
We're
pretty
doing good.
going.
We're doing much better than normal.
Wow. Okay, and now, from the worlds of BBC Television's Doctor Who, it's Doctor Who. Dr. Basil Disco and Bill are having an argument. As Bill, should I say. What's happened to the 9th Legion of the Roman Empire? They vanished. They were lost. They're known as the Lost Legion. So the Doctor takes them back in time to Scotland. Noddle's not particularly happy about it. And it's
Noddle's
a
never
case of
particularly happy about anything.
both of them go to prove their... I mean, the Doctor says they must have been slaughtered. Bill reckons they weren't. There still must be some survivors. There must be something. So, and then the Doctor sees, and Noddle see a battlefield with just lots of dead bodies. And it's a case of, I think we found the Lost Legion. Ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at the Eaters of Light. Rona Munro's second script for the series. The first was in 1989. She wrote the last transmitted classic Doctor Who story, Survival. She's since become a very well-known and well-respected author. So, yeah. Who would like to go first? Oh,
I enjoyed it. I'd like to go first.
Oh,
I
you
liked
go
it.
first.
I thought it was good, entertaining. As always, Bill is fun, and her perplexitude, I guess you could call it there, when she's like telling the one Roman guy, sorry, I only like girls, and he's, oh, you're like Joe over here or whatever. He only likes boys. Well, what are you like? I'm normal. I like both kinds. And she's like, wait, what? That was just epic.
The
That
Romans
was
were so
like
far
probably my
ahead of
favorite
us in so
exchange in the
many
whole
ways.
show, right?
They really were
Right.
so
It was
far
just
ahead.
awesome. That was really good. And the whole, basically she was right and the Doctor was wrong about there being, living members of the Legion. That was kind of funny too. So I got more of a kick out of that because it was good character play for Bill. You get to see her more and shine as a character. That's just great because anybody playing across from the Doctor is going to have a hard time carrying their water.
Yeah,
basically.
but
Bill
Pearl Mackey's
just crushes
up for it. I particularly love the scene where she slowly realizes the TARDIS translates. And it's just the line,
I love you
oh
dearly,
my God,
Auntie,
it
but I
even
can't
does
understand your Max Headroom speech.
Oh, am I Max
You are
Headrooming?
grateful.
Yes. Big
Yeah.
time.
Oh, my internet's doing a thing again. I was going to say, I really loved the bit where Bill realizes the TARDIS translates for her. And her reaction of, oh my God, it even does lip sync. That's never been mentioned before in the show. And it's just brilliant. That's it. That's it. Explained.
Plugging
Bye-bye.
plot holes.
That's all you
left,
need.
right, and
Yeah.
center. That's what she's for.
Oh, dear.
Plot hole plug. Plot hole plug.
No, I'm not
Just
saying that's what Bill's for,
awesome.
but she is really good. I mean, her first reaction
No,
to
that's
entering
what her
the TARDIS
character
is
does.
a
I
kitchen,
mean,
which you can sort of understand. Ah, dear.
he just
So-
answers so many of those questions that people have had for years, right? Like, how can they talk to all these aliens? Oh, the TARDIS does it for you.
well, we've
How can they
known
walk
that.
out of the TARDIS on a moon or something? Like,
I mean, that was a reintroduction, because remember, this is Bill's first series, and they normally take a new companion's first series or new Doctor's first series as a fresh introduction to the show. But I just loved the fact they addressed lip sync, which had not been done in the show before. It's yes. Carry on, please, if you wish.
Oh, that was they made this. My points were those are the two I really wanted to make. I was really happy with it. I like that. I thought it was a really good episode.
Fair enough. The Brian, as your next door.
I liked it too. I love Bill is such a good character.
No, it's frustrating. We only had her for the 1 year.
Right? Also,
Heartbreaking.
I'm kind of used to the Ninth Legion in fiction. Usually becoming vampires, demons, whatever, going down to the pits of hell, things like that.
Not dried husk.
It was really refreshing to actually see bodies and people left around.
Okay, I think
It's
that's
a
good.
matter of it's one of those the Ninth Legion gets used a lot in fiction.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's usually some mysterious evil blah blah blah. No, they just got slaughtered. Okay. Yeah,
By a
that's fine.
space alien from space.
No, from an interdimensional alien from
Interdimensional
between
alien,
space.
Well, what's between dimensions? Nothing but space.
It's
They've
not
got to have room
space.
to move.
It's
No.
different space.
It's not space, right?
Are we going to start? The thing is, you're right. That's the annoying thing.
So yeah, it was fantastic, and it actually explains Scottish weather.
Mhm.
The aliens are eating the light.
Mm-hmm.
That's brilliant. I love that. I'm reading a novelization at the moment. It certainly goes into more depth about Carr and one of the Romans, who I can't remember the name of. Yes, very enjoyable. Yeah. Keep going, dude.
Oh no! I don't want to ruin it for people. Is that wrong?
Who are
I
you
want to
and what have
review
you
it, but I
done to
don't want
Brian?
to ruin this.
You're
No,
normally
well,
the
no.
spoiler
This
king.
one is one of those gems that really people should be watching.
This pleases me. Have a lolly. Sinister?
Wow.
Follow that, love.
That's put me in a bit of a bind, that has.
Here comes Sinister to dump on it.
Because put aside the whole Bill thing, because we all know Bill's bloody brilliant, I found this one really boring.
Ooh, Descent.
Hmm?
How provocative.
I didn't find much to write home about, I'll be honest with you. Apart from the bit where, as you say, the Roman soldier calls her restricted in her.
For being a lesbian, right? You're awfully
Yeah.
restricted, aren't you? Yeah.
It just didn't grip me.
That's fair enough.
I was in a state of ungrippedness.
Fair enough. Again, it's not a blockbuster episode. It's a gentle little episode.
Yeah.
It's an episode about people more than anything else. The monster is almost secondary. It's just the thing to tell the story of the people.
Yeah, I just left me a bit flat, really. It was fine.
Okay.
I haven't got a criticism. It was okay.
Capaldi's on fire. And what is going on with Missy? She was.
It might be
TARDIS
because
the whole time.
I know what. It might be because I know what's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Right
might as
there
well
with
say
you.
it.
I've been watching ahead a little bit, so I have an idea what's coming.
Oh no! Oh well. I don't like it when people do that because I like raw things. You know,
I get it.
Sushi.
I'm only like 2 episodes ahead, I think.
Oh, in that case, you've only got one left.
Yeah.
All right then. So next week, beginning of the end, it's World Enough and Time. One of the classic Doctor Who episodes, quite frankly, and its other one, The Doctor Falls. Again, another classic. It's a classic 2-parter. It is gold, ironically. Yeah, we've got some good times, but sad times ahead, I think. So that was Eaters of Light. We enjoyed it on the whole. Sinister's a bit meh, but yeah, fair enough. He's allowed. Right. Big Finish. We turn to the Spankmaster and we say to you, dear, did you manage to listen to any?
The first one, I love that River Song gets to take a time machine to basically loot her own tomb. That was cool. Okay, I love that. I thought that was great. That's as far, I guess, as we should go into it, not giving it things away. But
Well,
like,
Is it-
we can go a
that
little
was
bit
the
further.
hotness
Is it looting if you're stealing from yourself?
Well, she was
From
puzzled
yourself,
as
right?
to why her tomb was there. It shouldn't be. There's got to be a reason behind it. And oh boy, is there a reason behind it. It is the tomb of River Song. Just probably not the one you were expecting. It's a great story. It's a River Song box set, basically. There's 4 stories.
yeah.
And I only listened to the first 2 because I ran out
I
of
like
time
the
and
River Song
energy.
character a
I'm
lot.
sorry. Last night, the RPG slaughtered me. I ended up with a raging headache. I cancelled the phone call to a friend. And I died and didn't wake up till 8 o'clock this evening.
That friend that
Yes.
you cancelled the phone call to
The new boy, yeah.
was on an episode of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and was relying on you to give them the answer.
How could you do that?
It could have been screwed.
Shame.
either
You were
way,
the phone
then.
a friend.
You were the phone a friend? Wow.
There's
Some friend
nothing
you
I
are.
can tell Stephen that he doesn't already know himself. Trust me. It's very annoying. It really is very annoying. I'm learning. I'm having to Google words. It's got like that.
We should get him on our
He's an
team for the
education.
next quiz of Rassilon.
No.
Ooh.
Bring in a
I
ringer.
say no.
Yeah.
He's not a ringer. That's just it.
He's enough of a
he
ringer.
knows he's Doctor Who as well as the rest of us. He knows he's Doctor Who as well as me and he knows Doctor Who as well as I do. Or I used to anyway. Remember the whole age thing we were talking about? But yeah, so I ended up just everything caught up with me. I just ended up staying in bed. I was asleep the whole time, just zonked. As you can probably hear, it's done me the world of good. So actually, I might give him a text and say, hey, fancy phoning. Anyway, so moving on. Big Finish. Yes, that's what we were talking about. That first play
Glorious.
is just brilliant.
Lovely.
It's wonderful.
I really liked it.
I'd like to see more of a certain character, please. The second one's a bit weird. Somebody River knows gets killed trying to smuggle a painting. And so River goes to the source of the painting, you know, the topics. And it's a royal family who are barking mad. But there's a reason for their madness. And I'm trying desperately not to give anything away. What do I think? I found this one's a little bit harder to get into. I will be honest with you. But that could have just been because I listened to it last night and my brain was fuzz. So, yeah, I enjoyed it sort of, if that makes sense. I should imagine I would have enjoyed it a lot more had I been properly awake. And I didn't listen to the last 2. I really am sorry, Big Finish.
not yet.
I was just dead. But
We get to them all, but it takes time sometimes. Yeah.
yeah. So so far, great box set. Worth
Yeah.
it for that first play alone. Quite frankly.
More River Song, please. Another delightful character in the whole Doctor Who, panoply of
Well, there's
of memorable characters. She is like a really good one.
Yes, well, they've just announced a new box set for her coming soon.
Cool.
So I'm not sure what we got this week. It might be the new version of UFO. Trixie, talking of UFOs, unidentified farting objects.
Oh, one of
It
those.
might be that. It might be new Doctor Old Companions, Tennant, Nyssa, Ace, and I can't believe I can't remember it. It's Tennant, Nyssa, Ace, and one other companion who escapes me. I'm sorry. So we might have that to look forward to. I know we have got that to look forward to, just I don't know if it'll be this week or not. But it's looking good. It is looking good. We need to salute David Richardson one of the top bods at Big Finish, who stepped back. He's still going to produce stuff, but he stepped back from his role as one of top bods at Big Finish. We thank you, sir. You have done a remarkable job. Thank you.
Salute,
Salute. Very much so.
as they say on Hee Haw.
Yeah. So that was Big Finish. This is going to be a very short show.
We are ranting through things pretty quick, huh?
We are, but what the hell?
Still have 2 shows to go through. I'm pretty sure we can.
Yeah.
We'll make the time.
Space Above and Beyond. Someone's having a bad dream with the sun exploding, and it's all to do with their parents being killed by synthetics. Apparently, they had an android war as well as anything else.
AI war.
Yeah.
An AI war.
That's what they call it.
And the almost faceless Marines go to a mining colony, and there's AI there, and one of them, the one who was having the dream, she's full of anger and revenge because they killed her parents, and it was a bit been there, done that, I'm afraid.
Bit
It's not an
predictable.
original story. I enjoyed the first episode, but it's a bit bland, if I'm honest with you. It's, how do I put this? Apart from the tropes being rather recognisable, I don't really like the full-on militariness of it. It just goes against the grain for me. It's essentially Hollywood with, with the guy in the white hat walking down the street for the gunfight. This is only the 3rd episode, so my view might well change. But currently, not that impressed. Sorry, I really am sorry. Who would like to hit me around the head now? Dr. Sinister would. That's nice. Hello.
I've got a few positive things out of this.
This is excellent.
So again, I'd like to compliment them on the claustrophobic nature of the sets on board the Saratoga. I mean, you've got proper ceilings. They really feel like they're enclosed, like they can't get out. I like that.
It's like being on a naval vessel, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Unlike in
It's
Vigil.
very dark. And I'm totally immersed in this kind of universe. I know we've said this before, but these are highly trained fighter pilots being sent on a guard duty mission. I mean, that's always struck me as a bit odd, but whatever. Let's get past that. I really liked the external scenes with the refinery, the blackness of it.
Mm-hmm.
It really felt like they were on an asteroid or something somewhere. I thought that was particularly well done. I mean, clearly it's a proper real industrial plant that they used, but it actually felt,
Made up for
I
the bad
think it was the
CGI space
engine-
scenes, absolutely.
I think it was the same place that I'm joking here, but I'm pretty sure they filmed it on the Kelvin Universe Enterprise engineering deck. I gotta laugh. I don't care. I gotta laugh. Dismissive as
I'm
a baby.
thinking about the shots of it in the background, and
Yeah.
it's all black, and
The
I just
thing
thought that was it was quite atmospheric.
You see, I'm now thinking back to real life, the siege of Mariupol in Ukraine, and how long they held out in an industrial
steelworks.
complex like that.
The
Yeah.
steelworks, yeah.
So this was a bit easy to a certain extent.
The steelwork. I think the steelworks at Mariupol are bigger than the town I live in. Anyway,
The Soviets really did build big.
oh, by the way, slight diversion of
No,
the topic.
surely not.
No.
As we're talking about Ukraine,
Yes.
there are stories that North Korea are going to be supplying 100,000 troops. Right. One of two things is going to happen here.
Mm.
They're going to get fucking annihilated, or they're going to defect.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that by the
Master
age
infections.
of, by the time they get to sort of late teens, the average North Korean is 13 centimeters and 7 kilos lighter than the average South Korean?
And has at least 3 parasitical infections.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
If North Korea sends those guys into Ukraine, I also think, because technically I believe the US is still at war with North Korea,
Yes.
and I believe that gives the US the right to put troops on the ground in Ukraine.
It does, as a matter of fact, right. We could then invade on Ukraine's behalf, as a matter of fact.
Yeah,
Not that Biden would probably do it, but we could at that point.
But you would have every legal right to do so.
Actually, we would be obligated via treaty, as a matter of fact, to engage then. Yes.
Yeah. And in which case, I would see that war ending in a matter of weeks.
Can I speak?
One way or the other.
China.
Yep.
China.
China.
Yeah, I don't think China's going to come in and carry fucking Russia's water.
China.
But they might take the chance to go for Taiwan.
I don't think so.
No. I disagree. China are desperately trying to de-escalate the situation as best in terms of Ukraine. They're saber rattling over Taiwan, but they've seen what has happened to Russia's economy.
Yep, they do not want what happened to Russia to happen to China. Because China lives by their exports. If we stop taking their exports,
Russia's got most of its war chest was actually stored abroad, funnily enough, and it's locked away. They can't get to it. They're burning through money like nobody's business. They've got no army left. They've got no manufacturing capability left. China have seen this, and they do not want that to happen to them.
I wouldn't be surprised if China started snipping off pieces of Russia, to be honest.
They've
always had their border conflicts, so
that'll be the next thing, and there'll be nothing the Russians can do about it.
They won't be able to do a damn thing about it, right?
If you're interested in certainly why the Russians haven't done that well in Ukraine, can I point you to the Warographics YouTube channel, one of Simon Whistler's, as an hour-long special looking at the failures of the Russian armed forces. It's very interesting.
Any military led from the top down is destined to fail.
They don't have an NCO corps, do they?
They do not.
No, ridiculous. The NCOs are the people who actually work in an army.
They are. They are led by the gun to the head mentality. You'll do it, or I'll have you shot, kind of thing. And that,
which is why they've lost
not
so many.
Get you stuff done.
It's why they've lost so many generals, because the generals have to go to the front and say, "Come on, guys, this is what you do," and then the Ukrainians take them out.
Yep.
Mainly because
and they're also stupid enough to use their personal cell phones at the front.
Well,
that was a colossal failure on their part.
Again, watch this Warographics thing.
What happened was they bombed the Ukrainians' 4G communication system.
They blew their network up.
They then had to loot civilian mobile phones from Ukrainian shops, and those things are unencrypted, essentially, for all intents and purposes. Anyway, right.
Moving on.
I don't know how to get onto that.
Just a colossal series.
Well, we're down to 3 viewers now.
Moving back
we
to
have
Space
4.
Above and Beyond.
No, we're 3.
So we finally get to meet the AI, the silicates, or whatever they're called.
Jurassicons.
Now, I like this as a concept, but I have to say, if you were building a force for whatever purpose of artificial intelligence creatures, I would refer you to the Kalon from the Orville. They would be the same. You wouldn't have a massive disparity in heights and different sexes, and you wouldn't. Why do they need to look human? They've got weird eyes, so they're not human, right?
I refer you to Blade Runner.
Yeah, I think it's more along the lines of Blade Runner sci-fi.
Yes, but these guys are clearly got some kind of metal skeleton inside, because
they're more Terminator than whatever. Yeah.
So they're not completely. I mean, it's confusing because Blade Runner refers to them as robots. They're not robots. They're
androids. Yeah.
They are organic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're organic robots. So
Mhm.
anyway, so yeah,
Yeah,
that's
they're a
my
lot
first-
closer to the tanks in Space Above and Beyond. That's
Yeah.
what they are basically, is the
Yes.
tank.
and,
Right.
and actually on that topic, actually,
Mhm.
Coop has to be explained what the silicates are all about.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, he doesn't have the education.
Ah,
Mhm.
He
no,
doesn't have the
but,
Only
background.
4 years
exposition
old, right?
chance, exposition chance.
but that's the problem. But ostensibly, he only really exists because of them.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Right.
Anyway,
You
so
think
I thought
mankind
that was
would
a
have
bit-
learnt, wouldn't you?
that was quite heavy-handed, the exposition.
No,
and
yeah.
the other thing I've got to say about the silicates is, so they became self-aware when some disgruntled employee put the phrase "take a chance" into their
I love that.
their
That's
programming.
fantastic.
Now, I love that, right? However, it does give our heroes in this show, on at least 2 occasions, an incredibly easy way of getting out of trouble. I'm going to shoot you. Hey, why don't you? Don't shoot me. Take a chance. It's such a simple way of defeating these guys, because they're like, oh, because it's like a religion to them, right? This take a
Mhm.
chance thing, and so instantly they go, oh, that's a good idea. I might not shoot you. I'll take a chance, and it's just kind of, it's just.
It's basically you're dealing with an army of Two-Face.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
crappy plot device. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like it, but also it's kind of a really easy way to get out of trouble.
I would have let him flip a coin or something, but the phrase "take a chance," I thought that was just kind of bad writing, lazy writing. You know, if they had some device like, okay, we'll roll dice for it, since they're into chance games or something, and gambling is a thing with them. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Each android should have his own pair of dice he pulls out and
Yes,
goes high or low or something, 50-50 or something like that. And that would have been, I would have been all about that, right?
absolutely. That would have been. I think that would have been a lot better way of doing it.
Yeah, but
However,
just-
the one thing I do like about this episode is Vanson, whose family were killed by the AI.
Mhm.
She's always wanted to know why. It turns out they flipped a coin,
The
basically.
coin, right?
Yeah.
But she goes full on fucking Sarah Connor,
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and ultimately blows up their ship. And I think I know Siobhan thinks these people are faceless. I think she's a great character.
She's a good character. I really like her. Yeah.
She's fantastic.
Mhm.
Her,
Especially-
West, and Coop. I like them the most.
And
I like her
at
and Hawks. Yeah.
the beginning, when she's saying, oh, I don't want to lead this mission, and she's basically told, no, you are leading this mission, deal with it, sort of thing.
You don't get a choice, right?
Precisely. So I get the criticism, and the other thing as well is Siobhan mentioned about tropes. Were these tropes 25 years ago?
Yeah.
We've had a lot of sci-fi in the last 25 years. Were I'm not saying they weren't completely tropes, but were they to the extent that you're saying they were?
Maybe not as, that horse wasn't as dead and beaten now as then.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yes.
I'll give that to you. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Because don't forget, we've had Battlestar Galactica since then, and
3 times,
they burned through a lot of that stuff, right?
Right, they did it
A
beautifully.
lot of that stuff.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So
burn as
you
much as
have
we
to
did.
kind of. I'm not saying this is completely original, but I'm thinking it perhaps wasn't as tired and worn out as we now think it is, which is what Spanky just said. And I'm going to shut up now.
Okay. Thank you. That was good. A good defence and a good argument. Talking of Two-Face and AI, I'm sorry I had to do this. A little while back, somebody programmed an AI with loads and loads of Batman stories. And
Oh, yeah.
stories and everything else like that.
Mhm.
And asked the AI to write a script for Batman. This is it. Interior, traditional Batcave. Batman stands next to his Batmobile and uses his Batcomputer. He is sometimes Bruce Wayne, sometimes Batman. At all times, orphan. Batman. This is now a safe city. I have punched a penguin into prison. Alfred, Batman's loyal battler, carries a tray of Goth ham. Alfred, eat a dinner, Mattress Wayne. An explosion explodes. The Joker and Two-Face enter the cave. Joker is a clown, but insane. Two-Face is a man, but attorney. Batman, No, it is Two-Face and One-Face. They hate me for being a bat. Batman throws Alfred at Two-Face. Two-Face flips Alfred like a coin. Alfred lands heads up, which means Two-Face goes home. Batman, it is just you and I, the Joker. Bat versus clown. Moral enemies. I am such a freak. Society is bad. You drink water. I drink anarchy. I drink bats just like a bat would. Batman looks around for his parents, but they are still dead. This makes him have anger. He fires. Shut up. I'm trying to do this with a straight face.
You're failing.
I know.
Failing. just run with it.
He fires a bat rocket. The Joker deflects it with his sick sense of humour, a clownly power. I have never followed a rule. That is my rule. Do you follow? I don't. Batman, Alfred, give birth to Robin. Alfred begins the process since it is his job. The Joker now has a present in his hand.
Birth to Robin.
He juggles it over to Batman. Happy Bat Day, Birthman. Batman opens the present since he's a good guy. It contains a coupon for new parents. But it's expired. This is a Joker's joke.
On the topic of
At this point, I think it's safe to say that we're not going to get Skynet anytime soon.
No time soon.
on the topic of AI written stories, have you heard the Bottomless Pit one?
No.
Right. So apparently on 4chan.
We're going 4chan now.
Well, apparently on
dear.
4chan, you can feed words into an AI script generator, and it will generate you a little story.
Oh,
And this one's about a bottomless pit supervisor. It's very short. So it starts: "Be me, bottomless pit supervisor, in charge of making sure the bottomless pit is in fact bottomless. Occasionally have to go down there and check if the bottomless pit is still bottomless. One day I go down there and the bottomless pit is no longer bottomless. The bottom of the bottomless pit is now just a regular pit. Distress.jpg. Ask my boss what to do. He says, just make it bottomless again. I say, how? He says, I don't know. You're the supervisor. Rage.jpg. Quit my job. Become a regular pit supervisor. First day on the job, go to the new hole. It's bottomless."
Can I just say to all our electronic friends, we're not taking the piss out of you. Honestly, we're not. All right? Don't kill us come the
We're
revolution.
laughing with you.
Yes. Yes, that's what it is. It's like we
Like that.
laugh with little children. Oh, aren't they cute? That's where you are.
That was
at the
actually a
moment.
pretty good story, though, the last
Kinda
one, because
like-
it tied itself up at the end into a neat little circle. That was
I
actually
think-
well written.
This is kind of like Avengers Age of Ultron, where Ultron spent like 30 minutes on the internet and realized all humans have to die.
Yeah.
I, for one, welcome our new AI overlords.
Oh, that's good. I should point out that Batman thing, it's all over the place. It's on YouTube. Someone has drawn up a proper comic and it's bloody brilliant. Yeah. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, Space Above and Beyond. Who's yet to go? Brian. The Brian needs to.
Sure.
Go on, please.
So I have questions about this episode. Nobody here will answer it, but where have the AI been since the war?
They
What have they
escaped.
been doing?
They escaped into space.
They escaped to space. What have they been doing in space?
Piracy, apparently.
Piracy.
Piracy and other things. Why?
Take a chance.
Mm.
You see where I'm going with it, though.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. It wasn't a bad episode. It was kind of dull to me, but hey,
Okay, so
take
it
a
wasn't
chance.
Just me then.
No, it was kind of dull because okay, great. They're AI. How can you tell they're AI? They're wearing contacts.
And they make a little noise.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, fine. All right.
They've got modems on board.
Yeah, special effects back in the 90s, not that great for network television. I'm just saying.
Can I ask, was
It does set up, does give a background for Vance, does set up possibly some things for the future. giving it a 5 out of 10. You don't really need the episode, but it's nice to have.
Fair enough. Okay.
Okay.
Spanky? Do you have more? I'd love to
I
hear your
will only
opinion on all this.
speak about one thing about this episode. I like, the asteroid scene, the mining colony stuff felt really good. I like that. The claustrophobic feel and everything was great. We discussed the take a chance thing really pissed me off. They have dice or at least a freaking coin. Okay. So we hit all that, but the thing everybody missed is once again, West proves someone should have fucking shot that asshole. A while back, like before he stole a ship and went off on his own private little mission and fucked his buddies over, Vance, and he tries to talk her out of doing the mission. That's what they're there for. Don't let the enemy have this. But they're not the enemy. Of course, they are the enemy. They're the first enemy, not the second enemy. But still, I just smack him, shoot him. Then you don't have to worry about him being behind you in combat and failing you in some way and getting you killed. Please, kill this guy. Oh, I hate him. I want him to die so bad.
You don't know. It might happen. I've no idea
Here's
how
the
this
thing.
ends up.
The actor that plays him, Morgan Weiss or whatever, must be a really great actor, because if they can actually portray a character that you actively dislike, then they must be doing something right. Yeah. So
They're either a total douche in real life, or they're like one of the
superb
greatest
actor.
actors.
greatest actor ever, right? So, one of the things there.
Billy
But,
Piper.
We're giving the benefit of the doubt.
I'm going to stick by that. Billy Piper. I mean, we hated Rose by the end of it. And
Oh, yeah. Oh,
But you
God.
don't hate Billy Piper. The way it was written and the way she played it was spot on. Good on her.
never go back and watch Rose.
No.
Never go back and watch her. You'll realize what a horrible human being she is.
It's even worse in the second year. It really is.
It's so smug.
Yeah. All right, that was the whole point. It was their downfall. It led to their downfall, but still.
Last thing about Space Above and Beyond, I like the fact that humanity is basically losing the war at this point. There's a line that says, "Oh, the Chigs are kicking our ass at Proxima. Why aren't we there?" Sort of thing.
Taking the shit out of us.
I like little references to the ongoing situation in the that's happening off screen, so to speak.
Yeah, the whole war that's going on in the background of these guys having all their little emotional problems and whatnot, and then occasionally getting in some trouble, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm now thinking of the Babylon 5 episode, Gropos. Where the Earth Army turns up at Babylon 5 because they're going on to liberate somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what this reminds me of a little bit.
Trying to.
That was a good episode, that.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. Back down to 3 viewers. Some sort of torture it must be. David Callan. Bless him. He's been working at this import and export place. I'm not sure what they do there. Behind a little desk.
Oh, he's been working in an accounting firm
Oh, that's what it is, an accounting firm. Thank you. I wasn't sure.
across from an import-export place.
I'm getting myself muddled up. Thank you. And his old boss calls him in. His old boss, known on the phone as Charlie, is in fact a man known as Hunter. That might not actually be his name. You see, Hunter heads up the Section. That's all it's ever known as, the Section. They're the part of Her Majesty's Britannic government who go around bumping people off who've become an embarrassment or blackmailing them. They're the dirty tricks department, basically. And Callan used to be one of their very best. And Hunter wants him back. The thing is, Callan has a morality problem. He doesn't like the job. He doesn't
Assassin with a heart of gold, right?
Yeah. And this leads to a lot of soul searching. But for some reason, he turns around and agrees to do this job. Because Schneider, the head of the import-export company down the stairs from him, is the target. He's actually a gun runner. Unfortunately, he's also very big on Callan's favourite hobby, which is miniature military figures and fighting wars. You with them. Oh, that'll come back. Don't worry. And as a result, Callan starts to like the old bastard. It's played by Joseph First from The Underwater Menace, which means that nothing in Zavelle can stop him now. And this is what you in America would call a backdoor pilot. It was produced for the Armchair Theatre strand, which was a series of different plays, and occasionally one of them would stand out and get turned into a series. I think possibly Regan was Armchair Theatre, and that ended up being the Sweeney. I could be wrong. And so it's a little ropey, and you will notice a major cast change next week for the first episode. Peter Bowles is playing Toby Mears in this. Bowles, I can never know. It's Bowles, isn't it? Peter Bowles is playing Toby Mears in this. For the series proper, they get Anthony Valentine in to play the role, and my God, he's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So, who would like to go first? Actually, let's go to Brian, because he hated it.
Okay, so The Magicians, Season 1, Episode 1, entitled Unauthorized Magic. In it, you have Quentin Coldwater, who's the main character. He has a small obsession with this in-universe fictional book called... Yes, Auntie? Okay. Called Every time I hate an episode, instead of saying something bad about it, I'm going to watch something that I like instead and review that.
There you go.
I like this. This is good. This keeps you happy.
It keeps me happy and keeps me sane.
Yeah, but you're still watching the other one, but you're just balancing it out. That's cool.
I'm like, nope. Go over. So Quentin has a small problem with reality. He believes that he's really obsessed with this series of novels written in the 1940s. It's a thin allegory to The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis.
Which was itself an allegory of the Bible.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And it's Tolkien's fault because he converted him to Christianity. Right. Blame him.
Later on, you find out that the writer is more akin to the darker aspects of the guy who wrote Alice in Wonderland.
Lewis
Carroll. The darker aspects, and really fucking dark.
Lewis,
so he goes into this college audition, if you will, takes an aptitude test and everything for a great undergraduate program, graduate program.
Hello.
The university is called Breakbills, for real magicians. Yes, magic is real. Everything that you've thought of is real.
Norrell?
By the way,
is it run by Mr. Norrell?
No.
Okay.
No. And they go off because there's some evil that's happening. It's basically an introductory episode. You get Quentin, you get Julia, his best friend. Then he goes to Breakbills and he meets the dean, some of the teachers, and the rest of the cast, which later become his friends. It's all in all, it's a good first episode.
Now, the reason
it's solid.
We're not actually looking at The Magicians properly, because we would have done, because Brian wanted to. We can't actually get it over here in the UK, and even the links.
It's on Netflix.
I wonder if
Have you
it's
checked
on Netflix
Netflix?
in the UK.
UK Netflix and US Netflix are not.
They have different.
Yeah,
they have different things.
Let me just quickly check while you carry on.
because I know the video you put up wouldn't run in this country, so
That's YouTube.
Can we post one?
The interesting thing about the show is when it's in the regular world, it's very bleak. The colors are very drab.
Is it
very
just
somber.
called Magicians?
The Magicians.
The Magicians, right?
you might get a
Okay.
Mitchell and Webb movie.
Yeah, that's just called Magicians, I think.
Yeah, I got back.
Um,
I think I've got the DVD of that.
And then there was the old Bill
I
Bixby
agree.
series, of course, The Magician.
Of course,
Yeah.
yes, there was. I liked Bill Bixby. Apparently, he was quite a gentleman.
He was. He was awesome from what I hear.
Stand-up fella, right? Yeah.
Okay,
guy.
well, thank you for that, Brian. I do
No
appreciate
problem.
it. I
Not on-
understand
not
why
on
you're
here.
doing it, and I'm fine with it.
It's not on here.
Okay, well, we can't watch it. I didn't think we could. Who would like to go next on Callan, please?
I'll go.
Okay, Spanky.
I liked it. I thought it was
Yay!
okay for, some 60s black and white kind of a thing, that, as a possible pilot for a show. I was aware of the whole armchair theater thing.
Okay.
And it's nice that actually was what spawned the show, Callan. That was kind of cool. I thought that was neat. We need a device like that in America, to be honest. Something where you can, throw things up against the wall and see what sticks. But the networks would never go for that. I like the idea of an assassin with morality. I think that the idea of killing people, to paraphrase the bad series of books and a really funny movie, assassination is the highest form of public service, right? Anybody? The Destroyer? Yeah,
I know
anyhow.
where you're coming from. Yeah.
Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins. Yeah, not a great movie, but it was a funny movie. They tried to do a TV series and it was awful, but the idea stuck with me of really that's all a sniper is for the military. You know what I'm saying? Really, these are not evil men, but they are assassins. So, that's purely what it is. And the whole what like RPGs, for example, have done to the idea of assassins is kind of depressing, I think. But this is a real life assassin who, much like the guys who work for, say, CIA operations, they're not serial killers or closet psychotics or something like that. If they have to kill someone, they have moral issues and stuff like that. They do the job if they have to, but it's
You haven't seen Mears at his best yet when you're talking about having no conscience.
saying so. It's not the guys actually who have no conscience. You really don't want working in jobs like that because they become problematic very quickly. So it's I thought it had a really good note of realism in that regard.
This pleases me greatly. You are going to enjoy what's coming up.
I'm familiar with the series. I liked it from what the few episodes I was able to catch.
Oh, brilliant.
Back
This
in the
pleases
day.
me greatly.
Yeah.
Dr. Sinister, you're sat there. Hello.
I just finished watching this before we started recording the show.
I was asleep.
I'll be honest with you, I wasn't planning on watching it, and then I thought that's not very fair on you, so I thought I would.
There you go.
Bless
It
you.
was okay.
Well, there we go. It wasn't awful.
No, I like Lonely.
I was wondering if anyone was going to mention Lonely. Russell Hunter, who played Ivanov in The Robots of Death.
He stinks.
Yeah. It's a nervous problem. As soon as he gets nervous, he stinks, which is why it's called Lonely.
I could shoot you in the dark, right?
Was this record? I know it wasn't. It can't have been shown as live because there was voiceover.
It may
Was
have
it
been
recorded?
recorded as live, yeah.
Right. I
recorded
thought
as
it
live,
might.
right?
I thought it might be because the first scene where Iwa Wuwa is looking at the guns, he's loading one of the revolvers by a locker, and you can hear rounds dropping onto the floor.
Onto the floor. Yeah.
Because
I had an issue with the audio in that.
he's got the gun
Very old
and
Brian.
he's putting in the rounds into the revolver, and
over
he's
50 years
holding the
old.
gun at a slightly awkward angle, and I think they're falling out again.
And right, they're falling right back out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
That was too funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's so. A question: Was this written thinking, "Oh, we could make a series out of this," or was it written as a one-off and then everybody liked it
I
and everybody?
don't know. However, I do have the Callan book,
Interesting
whatever it's
to find
called,
out.
and I might be able to find out. I've just got to find the book. It's very big, and it may have been moved somewhere safe.
So there's okay. This gets echoed quite a lot in the Equalizer,
Yeah, that
Which-
kind of thing.
which
I
is
badly
another
wanted
Iwa.
them to be the same character, to be honest with you.
Well,
Right.
it's another Iwa Wuwa thing where he was a member of, I don't know, the CIA or whatever
CIA,
it
I
was,
believe, yes.
and he's constantly got the guy trying to drag him back in, and meanwhile he's off freelancing, being the Equalizer.
It's interesting. There's an interview with Iwabuwa on YouTube. It's about 15 to 20 minutes long. The man's got nothing but love for the show.
Which one?
Callum.
This. Yeah.
Because they're talking specifically about Callan. He's got nothing but love
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah. The question I have is, did they recruit Callan because he was the best, or just because he happened to work over the hallway from the target?
Right.
That's never answered. That's left up in the air,
Right.
as far as I know. I think it was a combination of the target works just across the way. What?
And
That's useful
another-
because we could drag Callan back in.
well, another thing. At the beginning. Oh, by the way, who builds a fucking firing range with a doorway right at the end?
I was wondering about that.
Right.
It's a bit dangerous.
Yeah, it's not like
you
you're
know,
going an indoor range to pull the butts. Come on, yeah.
So that's the
Too
other thing
funny.
is right at the beginning. There's an array of automatics, revolvers, pistols for him to practice with, but he's got to get his own for the job.
It's just another test. See if he's still got it. That's what I think. I do think that. It's a case of make him
Okay.
do the whole job himself.
Yeah.
No help
Well,
from us.
also, they may have planned to betray him and have the cops catch him if he
Yeah.
became problematic. They were looking at that the whole time,
I did
and they
get
tried to. Yeah, they
Yeah.
tried to set him up. So maybe
They
that
did.
was it from the beginning. That way, if he didn't have a government gun, they could prove, he got it from Stinky. And
It's plausible deniability. I got that
Absolutely.
impression. I got the impression that basically he was ultimately disposable.
yeah,
They all are.
you could disavow him completely, and you'd no
They
blowback on
do
the
not
government, right?
exist.
Yep.
Can I just say though,
You're
people
going-
in the '60s were rendered unconscious very easily, weren't they?
Yes, they were, weren't they?
Peter Bowles got a punch in the stomach and a half-hearted judo chop
Yeah,
to
I
the,
know.
and he went down like a ton of bricks.
Wow. Didn't even do the Kirk trademark double.
No,
Double fisty thing, yeah,
no, that's,
yeah,
you're going to find that interesting. There's an episode coming up, not straight away, it's one of the colour episodes, where Callan is put in a position by a new agent that has to do with the police and a court case, an inquest, should I say, and he's in a really difficult spot because they cannot say why they were there on the train platform. So, yeah, that's an interesting one. Like I say, they play with all these. You get some generic sort of spy shit. There's a great one with a Russian couple, father and daughter, who are running a pet shop. That's good fun.
do they put poison on their door handle?
And why am I laughing? Ian Levine would laugh. It was that video he put out.
John Levine.
Yeah. Did I say Ian Levine?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's on my mind at the moment. He's been at a wedding in New York and he's been posting these lovely photographs. He just looks so happy. It's really nice. It really is. Yeah, John Levine, rather, who decided with the Novichok poisonings in Salisbury, because he lives there, he was going to take the wander round with a video camera. This is Sergeant Benton reporting. Everybody, and I mean everybody, jumped on him from a very great height. He was in such bad taste. It was just remarkable. Anyway, sorry, I digress. So, Callan, like I say, pilot episode essentially. But you've got the premise and you've got the characters. What do you think? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Want to see more? What are you going to?
Thumbs up. I gave it a thumb up. I liked it.
Brian is non-committal at all. Neither sinister.
I'm gonna enjoy The Magicians episode 2.
Make sure you watch Callan episode 2, though. Come on, that's the trade-off. Because you never know, you might find one you enjoy and you can talk about it.
I was correcting you, remember? Just a little bit ago.
I can't remember.
It's okay.
Come on. I got asked if I was over 60 this week.
That's okay, Gran.
Shut up, Spanky.
Sorry, Granny. Yeah. Don't you worry, old lady.
Wow.
We've got you.
They're there.
Those
You're
hot flashes
entitled to
are a
having your
bitch, aren't
senior
they?
moment.
Fucking menopause. Oh my god. Yeah.
Man, I've been on HRT for bloody decades. Which reminds me, I've got to have a prick in my bottom at some stage this week.
Whoa!
Tuesday.
Wow.
Oh,
yeah, lady.
Hey, hey, hey,
For the OnlyFans.
hey.
Whoa.
What you get up to at home with you and anyone else is
Wow.
between you and them.
Really? Between consenting
Yeah.
adults, do what you want, but save that. Good
I thought
God.
we had standards on the blade. Come on.
I'm just saying. They're on a shelf somewhere. I know we have them. I haven't seen them. I can't reach them, but we have them.
Can I just point out? I mean, I'm getting my anti-testosterone injection, which has to go just above my bum.
Oh, is it called testosterone?
Oh,
that's
you're on
funny.
fire this weekend. First Jurassic
That was a good
Ops, and now testosterone. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, you guys really took that wrong, didn't you? She said
You
innocently.
take all the pricks in your bottom you want, lady. You go crazy.
Ah, dear. So I've got that coming up this week, but that's about it. I think. I don't think there's anything else. I might pop round and see Adam. Oh, we need to say congratulations to the Staggering Stories again.
Congratulations, Staggering Stories.
Again.
What did they do now?
They're recording their 400th show.
Outstanding.
Congratulations.
Really, big time.
Lightweights.
You've done more than that.
Well, the Blade, just about, yes. And then... Actually, no. The Blade on its own, no. But chuck in my 2 stints on the Who cast, my 23 weeks on Staggering Stories. That's the first 23, in case you're interested. Oh my God, was that a learning curve. The first ones were so slow and stilted. Dear me. We just... as soon as Karen turned up, though, that was it. It just flowed. Best bloody decision anybody ever made about any podcast, that was getting Karen involved. Yeah. So... That's nice. I don't know what they. I think they're recording down in Arundel, sorry, at a little pub they know. So that'll be nice for them. I don't think I'm doing anything else this week. I might get my tyre changed because I got to drive up to Basingstoke at the beginning of September. I don't know if we've decided if Andrew's taking his car or I'm taking mine.
Mine.
Okay, we're taking your car. Providing we can fit my walker into it without damaging it. I mean, the car. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that because, of course, Hooverville's coming up.
I'm going to be manning the autograph gallery, apparently.
You are. Muggins here. Hello. I'm interviewing Rufus Hound, the meddling monk. And yes, Sinister, I will get him to say the noodling nun.
Thank you.
That's all right. I thought of you immediately. And then I thought of Stephen and thought of the Outlaws and thought, oh, this is going to be fun. So I've been in touch with Rufus just to make sure, see if there's anything in particular he wanted to talk about or whatever. And reassure him, look, it's just a friendly chat. I'm no Paxman. Jeremy Paxman over here was like the top interviewer. You did not want to be interviewed by Paxman if you were a politician. Unless you're Michael Howard, when for 9
Did you threaten to overrule him?
For 9 consecutive questions of
to overrule him.
And again,
did you threaten to overrule him?
He refused.
Did you
to
threaten
answer,
to overrule him?
and it just carried on.
Did you threaten to overrule him?
And I think his very last interview as leader of the Tory party with Paxman. Paxman asked him again. It was. Oh dear. Anyway, so that's my week that I can remember anyway. Brian, what's your week going to be like?
Lots of work.
Yes,
we
good.
have another site visit going on this week.
Hopefully that'll end in good
5 more
things.
days. I'm expecting a lot of overtime.
Money.
I have an appointment tomorrow I have to go to.
Yeah, mate. I was going to say you need to get that beard looked at.
Yeah, it's a little gray.
It's starting to be a Delgado beard, if I'm honest with you.
Well, I'm
do
trying.
that. You could
I
do
can pull
that.
it off.
I think you could.
Maybe a Terrence Stamp.
Yeah, possibly, especially if you pull the hair back
Yeah.
from the crown.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm gonna have to. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that would look evil, dude.
Yeah.
Damn it. Go to this appointment tomorrow.
Yeah.
Good. Spanky, what's left of you? You see, as kids, we were warned about quicksand. This is the result.
I keep thinking, right?
Oh, speaking of quicksand, they had quicksand in Prey.
Good. Thank you. Moving on.
Tomorrow's VA day, so my whole Monday is shot, and that will set the tone for the week for me, unfortunately, because I hate dealing with the federal government, with the VA, with anything like that.
Auntie is here. Auntie is always here.
So I'll be cursing tomorrow and angry and whatnot. But
I can join you to thump naughty people if you wish, and get it out of your system. Though it wasn't enough for Brian a few weeks back. Which, wow. You know, if thumping people, well, arresting them, doesn't do it for you, then, oh, dear me. Goodness.
That'll be all day Tuesday.
Yeah. Dr. Sinister, who's just over there. Hello.
Hello.
What are you doing this week?
Just over there.
Working. I've got a fuck ton of Lego to build.
Yes, you have.
That's about as far as my ambition takes me, to be honest.
That's fair enough. I think it's doable as well. So you get that feeling of satisfaction.
Set achievable goals.
Exactly.
Right?
You know,
Good
manage
job.
expectations. This is good stuff. I like that. So, next Friday there is no Two Fan Dinosaurs because we're taking a break between stories. We will be back in 2 weeks talking about dinosaurs on a spaceship. With the Triceratops in it. This continues our Jurassicon. You see, Jurassicon, I mean, they're Jurassicons, but it doesn't lend to Eocene theme like that.
Cretaceanists. Cretaceanism.
Cretaceanism. What the fuck is happening? I
am sinking. Good lord.
You are.
Fucking camera.
I'm waiting for you to go gloop, gloop, gloop.
I know. I'm like, every time I try to stupid frickin' thing, just do what I want, you piece of crap.
Donations to get Spanky a new webcam.
I'll go back to the laptop camera.
It doesn't matter.
It'll be like this here in a minute. You'll just see the top of my head.
Well, that's a blessing for us all. Shut up. And
I'm fine.
Right. Don't forget.
Don't know what you're talking about.
In 2 weeks' time, on the Saturday, we've got Thaco Gaming. The Twitch channel is Thaco Gaming, THAC 0 Gaming. One word. That's the Twitch channel. There is a link in chat if you've been here long enough. That will have a brand new to the earth RPG being played, which should be interesting. We've no idea how it's going to go.
No one's ever played it before, ever, anywhere.
No, Jess is just making up the stuff as she goes along. We've played enough games that we know what rules to do and stats and everything.
Fair enough. I ain't got a problem with that. It reminds me of the game that we played for Eddie's son, Sean, which I can't really talk about still. All I know is it's called Dirty Politics, and I had a whale of a time. I really did. I've been wanting to play that again, I have to admit. In fact, I did look to see if they'd managed to release it, and I don't think they have.
Well, you know, it's kind of hard because they have to go and get permissions from the aliens to use their
the Wutui,
their anal probes, which I was against because they were made in China. And
no.
What kind of aliens buy their anal probes in China? I'm just saying.
Aliens. I'm sorry, but they were.
No, they weren't.
No, they were. It was great fun, and I desperately wanted a session with Sinister.
Yeah, you just don't want to get probed with KO probes. That's all I'm saying. No knockoff probe.
Okay, moving
Yeah.
on. Next Sunday is the Flash and Blade podcast, where we will be looking at World Enough in Time, the start of Peter Capaldi's swan song. We will be looking at whatever Big Finish send us next week. We will be looking at the 4th episode of Space Above and Beyond. We will be looking at The Magicians episode 2. And we'll be looking at the 2nd episode of, the first proper episode of Callan. So that's 9 p.m. UK time, 4 p.m. Eastern next Sunday. Hopefully you can join us. Guys, we've knocked an hour off the show.
If we carry on like this, we'll never have to do one at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's like golf. The game of golf is all about us playing as little golf as possible.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
That's good thinking. I like that a lot. So basically, you can go into the bar afterwards and say, it took me no strokes to do the course. Here, everybody have a drink.
A hole in none.
A hole in none.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. I mean, it's just a logical extension of the game. You're quite right, Sinister. You are.
No, I'm
Dear
always
future
right.
historians, has that taken off as a sport? It would be not. Why do I look at the future historians up there?
That's where they are.
Are they?
Yeah.
Hello.
I played golf once. We got
Did
in
you?
trouble for using tees on the fairway and, golf cart, demolition derby and stuff like that. But
Oh God.
in my defense, I was in the Marines when
I was
we
about
did
to
it.
say a
So
bunch of
The
US
last
that kind of
Marines
thing was
doing this.
inevitable, right? So
The last time I played anything near golf was mini golf, and my party was almost thrown out of the place for playing full contact.
Yeah, mini golf. Now that's different. You can play mini golf. That's not golf.
Full
but
contact mini golf. There's nothing
full
like it.
contact is a good way to play.
We call it crazy golf over here, or in Jersey anyway. And we had one hell of a course up at Fort Regent. Some amazing obstacles. I mean, there were some very boring ones as well, but they had some really good ones. I used to love going on there, and then I ended up working there. I could play whenever I wanted to, and it was great. I loved Fort Regent. They've let it fall into decay and ruin now, but it used to be a great... down the East Ditch, cause it's an old fortress, Fort Regent, and it's built on the top of a hill overlooking St Helier. And St.
Best place
Albans,
for a fort.
yeah, and St Albans Bay, and in the bay itself, you've got Elizabeth Castle as well. So it's fairly well defended, but obviously, it had to be changed. So the east ditch of it, because you had the ramparts on the east side, which you can climb up and walk along and see the view of the eastern side of Jersey. It's quite beautiful, apart from those damn flats. But then you had a ditch. And then you had the main building, so to speak. I don't know what you'd call it. And in the East Ditch was a fun fair. It was brilliant. It was a great fun fair. Dodgems, big wheel, all sorts of bits and pieces like that, including a really long slide that was like a snake. They had to cut it in half in the end because I think a kid shot off out of the end of it. And the inside became shops, a stage for performances for the tourists, and a roller skate rink, which I used to frequent back in my days. Those were good Friday and Saturday evenings and Sunday afternoons. Used to play roller hockey to an 80s soundtrack. Oh yeah, living the dream, man. John Hughes, where are you? And then they built the Rotunda, what they call the Rotunda, which is where they were going to have sports, all the sports facilities were, and also an auditorium where they could have big stars come and play. Aha, Tom Jones, etc. I worked both those shows.
I like how you went from Aha to Tom Jones.
Yeah, well, there were others, but I can't remember them because I didn't work them.
Just saying.
I think Adam and the Ants were there once, possibly Madness. Jasper Carrot got arrested. Yeah. It's... Fort Regent was wonderful. And also at one end, of course, you had an Olympic-sized swimming pool indoors with a cafe and, sports seating, so audience seating. They used to hold the swim-marathon every year there, where you get sponsored for how many laps you did, etc. And the Sea Cadet HQ, TS Undaunted was there as well, which gave it not quite a ship feel, but it just had a feel to it, that building. I believe they're still there. They moved for a bit and now they're back. It's a bit run down. And they changed the name to TS Jersey, which is a shame. You should never change the name of a ship. It's unlucky. I would love to go back there, I have to admit. The trouble is it's all stairs. But I'd love to go back there. Because, well, I ended up as a cadet petty officer. Did my 5 years man and boy, as it was back then. Nowadays they take girls as well. And I ended up best cadet of the year. So, and then I went to the Royal Navy and fucked it completely. Couldn't fold my clothes. Ridiculous. Failed on kit musters. Anyway, I'm sorry, I appear to have gone into back when I was young.
Yes, you have. That's all right.
That's
Getting
okay.
a senior discount, we expect you to have
That's a
these
sign
senior
of age.
moments
We
more and
just
more
let you
often.
go on and on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, folks.
Plus, we had some time to fill there since we ended a little short. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the things I can talk about.
It was written in the
Memories.
script. Auntie will have a senior moment. And boom, you did it perfectly on cue. Good job.
The thing is, I can remember all those things perfectly clearly. I can't bloody remember what I did 5 minutes ago. It's ridiculous.
I can.
Oh,
5
please.
minutes ago.
Yes.
Telling that story.
Well,
Yeah.
5 minutes ago, you
Oh,
started
God,
telling
did it
that
go on
story.
for that long?
You started that.
Yes, well, you're going to have to get me to tell you some Sea Cadet stories at some stage. Spanky will laugh like a drain. No, don't go on. Stop. Move on. We've got nothing to move on to, but it doesn't matter. So that's why he wears the
smell dinner
eye
cooking.
patch. Okay. So much explained right there. Yeah, so that's it. Basically, folks, have a really good week. My boys, who, in case you are wondering, I do love to bits, even though I do take the piss. You can have a lolly each. They've got things to do. I've got fuck all to do, apart from having a prick in my bottom. Shut up! And, we'll be back next week, basically. Next Sunday.
No judgment here. No kink shaming.
Nope.
Oh, did you see the Sandman?
Yes, I haven't finished watching it yet, so shut up. I know what you're
I
like,
haven't
Brian.
finished either yet.
Oh.
Don't worry.
Oh,
I did it in one night. I had to power through the whole damn thing. I loved it. They were
the first
so
two
true to the
episodes-
comics.
It's been beautiful so far.
I've not read
Yes,
the
they were
comics.
so true to the originating medium.
I worked for over a year in a comic book store, and I still didn't read Sandman, which shame on me because I've been enjoying the series very much. First two
Yes.
episodes were a bit slow, a bit of a slog, but after that,
Well, it's supposed to be. It
it's
sets it all up.
remarkable episodes.
It's setting up a lot of
Absolutely
stuff.
remarkable.
Plus, it's supposed to last
And
100
changing
years.
Constantine's sex.
Well, no, that's not John Constantine. That's Joanna Constantine. She's another character in this continuum.
Yeah.
It's just a shame Lucifer wasn't played by the same guy who plays him in the TV series Lucifer.
Honestly, it's a shame David Bowie isn't still alive to play Lucifer because that's
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it was based on, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Thin White Duke.
Yeah. Well. Oh well.
Nothing against Gwendolyn Christie. She plays an amazing Lucifer.
He's
Yes.
great. Yeah.
But,
She's a beautiful woman too. Ooh,
Probably.
big girl. Damn. I would like to climb that mountain.
Thank
I
you for that
volunteer.
bark. Dear. What was I going? Oh, yes. I might try and get Nick Briggs on the show to talk about Callan. He's a big fan of Callan and also a big finisher doing audio adventures. I think it's Ben Miller as Callan and Frank Skinner as Lonely. I did enjoy the one I've had a chance to listen to, I have to admit. Oh, I think we need to stop because Sinister's doing nothing but yawning. So basically, folks, that's it for this week. Thank you very much for tuning in, she said, showing her age yet again. Gentlemen, would you like to say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I'd like to say goodbye.
You see, we almost had a melody going there, harmony. Sorry, that would have been nice. We'll have to practice that.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Ta-ra.
Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. You say hello. I say goodbye.
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. They're well worth fighting for.
Broadcast has worked 14 days since the last John Levine accident.
Goat!